Welcome to PhD with Women on It, Hack the Future. My name is Beata Young, and today's PhD Positivity Hack delivered will be by our guest, Keenya Kelly. Today's topic is how to use TikTok to find your customers. Let me remind you, this is a grassroots community that focuses on women on IT, an inclusive forum of women in technology, startups, and female leaders who are supported by men as well. And I bring heart to that hustle because empathy is my motto, and empathy is critical when you are using TikTok to find your customers. TikTok is known as the video-focused social networking service, which hosts a variety of short-form user videos from genres like dance, comedy, and education with durations from 15 seconds to 3 minutes. It is widely popular among the younger demographic. Who would have thought that TikTok can be used as a platform for finding customers for businesses? In this week's Positivity Hack Delivered, we are joined by Keenya Kelly, who's got infectious smile, and she is CEO of If You Brand It, a marketing and consulting firm in San Diego. And Keenya strategically helps business owners understand the value of marketing their business online through a video. In 2020, Keenya decided to learn about TikTok platform as a way to market her business during the pandemic. In just 12 short months, Keenya has grown her account to over 400,000 followers and has helped clients reach millions. Keenya, where in the world are you today?
I'm in San Diego, California.
Beautiful location. Last time we talked, it was over a month ago, and I was in beautiful, sun shining location, Turks and Caicos. I
Yeah.
remember you were shortly after your grandma died, and I'm really sorry about that. How are things with you nowadays?
It's interesting. Anytime anyone passes away, you have your moments, and especially because the holiday season is here, it's like, oh, it's like it shows up even more. So I'm doing well, just allowing myself to just go through the process while life is still happening.
Absolutely. Well, I'm so happy and so glad that you devoted it this time with us. I have seen you on a couple of videos prepared together with Social Media Examiner. So I was really captivated by your content, and I wanted to learn from you. And I hope all the ladies and men as well, because we are supported by men as well, can learn from your experience. So let's start with demographic. We've heard that it's mainly youngsters, but is it the case still?
Yeah, so TikTok started out as an app called Musically, and of course, it was marketed to the younger generation, which is a lot of times social media apps when they start, they are geared towards the younger generation because they're more adventurous, more risk takers, and things of that nature. And so, for many years, Musically slash TikTok has been all about those young people. But the thing that changed was, of course, the pandemic. With so many of us quarantined with nothing to do, we started to migrate to TikTok. So it's still majority people that are there are the younger generation. But now you've got millions of people on the platform now that are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Hmm. And I see something behind you. Is that a book or what is that? Please tell
Yes,
us.
it's my book. It's called Before You Quit Your Job, A Strategic Guide for Entrepreneurs.
Wow, I don't think you mentioned that before, so I'm really happy. Is that a recent baby of yours?
Yeah, so it's actually 2 years old. I decided to write. I wanted to write it for many years, but I decided to write it because I watched so many people quit their jobs too soon because people weren't teaching them how to successfully plan. So it's been out for a little while.
Hmm. Great. Well, if you want to capture your book, our production is going to post a link shortly. Hopefully, they can navigate and find you there. Let's start from a simple question, Kinya. Um, Three key features of TikTok that everybody should know.
For sure. So one, you definitely want to understand what is actually happening on the app. So TikTok has lots of different pages, and the main pages that most of us spend our time on is either the For You page or the following page. The For You page is basically a page where TikTok is feeding content to you based upon what they think that you would be interested in, which is why it's called the For You page. And that's also where your content is going to be seen by people that don't know you. So many of us spend so much time creating content so that we not only will serve the audience we currently have, but also to reach, new people. The next thing you want to learn is, and this is something that took me 6 months to figure out, because there weren't no
Wow.
tutorials. There wasn't anybody telling me all these things that I tell everybody else. You want to learn this feature. It's called the 3 second timer. And so that's a button where you can give yourself a 3 second countdown or a 10 second countdown, but also this feature that's there that allows you to do what we call transitions. And so what that means is that, let's just say that you want to shoot a product in your house, and then but you want at the end of the video you're actually in a grassy place. Well, that 3 second timer, there's a feature that allows you to stop the video when you are ready to stop it in your house, and then you can pick back up when you're in the grassy area. So the For You page, and then the 3 second timer, and then I would say the effects, especially the green screen effect, because oftentimes we want to be able to showcase an image or a video in addition, like having a second layer to the video. And the green screen feature is one that is really, really popular on TikTok.
That's fascinating for somebody who's never experienced. I mean, I've been on Snapchat before it was cool. And then all of a sudden, everybody was talking about Musically. I jumped on Musically and I didn't understand what the heck is going on. And then before I even grasp, they are already into TikTok. And I'm just like, oh, maybe I'll just stick with Instagram and maybe do a bit of reels, but I never got there. So it's a great content for creators.
Mhm.
But if you want to start from scratch, where do I go?
For sure. So okay, obviously there's a lot of people that teach TikTok. So of course we have a course where we teach TikTok. But if you don't want to necessarily invest in someone's course and things of that nature, then it's really important for you to get onto the app and start playing around with all the different buttons, because you're gonna feel overwhelmed by all the things that are there if you're not spending any time there. So like when I had heard about TikTok and I got onto TikTok in 2020, I had no idea what I was doing. And so all these buttons were extremely intimidating. But I kept saying to myself, well, nobody is here to teach me. So either I'm going to learn it or I'm going to learn it. And so I just started creating videos. I mean, really bad videos. I have a lot of really, really bad videos on TikTok because I didn't know how to do some of the features, some of the buttons. But I looked up, like, I think it was like 90 days later, and I had my first viral video. And it was only because I was trying little things out. I was clicking on the timer. I was clicking on the sounds. I was trying all these different things. And so if a business is wanting to get onto TikTok, you have to get on and start playing with it, or you've got to train your social media managers how to do it so that they can do it for you.
Wow. So 90 days and you've got viral video. What was it about?
Yeah, so I think it was actually I think my cat went viral first. I did something dumb with my cat. But the one that actually had me in it was, there was a Caucasian lady who had gone to a black church for the very first time, like a church that was all black people. And there's a way that black people kind of behave in church, especially when they get excited. And so she wasn't familiar with that. And so she started watching all these things that were happening, and she started imitating the things that black people do in church. Now, it wasn't racist by any means. It was really all in good fun. And so I did what's called a duet. I did a side by side with her, and I was reacting to everything that she said that we do in church. And it was so funny. And I was very overly expressive about what she was doing, and the video went viral. And it was just, I mean, if I post it again today, it'll go viral again today, because it was just funny, and people appreciated it.
I wish I could do it with you. Anyway, we could play something about white people. I'm sure there is lots of funny things about white people as
Yeah.
well.
I try to be
Anyway,
careful with that now, just because of all the things that have happened in
oh,
the
I
world. I'm
know.
like, because you just don't
Yeah.
know on what side people are going to
Oh,
be on.
yes, we've gone too far, I think, at some stages, and taken a bit step too far. But we have got first questions before we go to Olga Vasinas. Olga, lovely to see you. Before we go to your question to the audience. What first comes to mind when you hear the name TikTok? Can you tell us? Anything that comes to mind, please bring your ideas, bring your comments. We are here for you. So, Olga is asking, are there any limits to what businesses can use TikTok, Kenya?
For sure. So, as it pertains to bringing your business to TikTok, one of the things that you're going to experience is that TikTok is very heavily on music, which is why it was called Musically First. And so, prior to 2020, TikTok didn't have to worry about copyright laws and all that type of stuff because it was what it was for personal use. But as a business, when you come over to the TikTok platform and you start seeing people creating these videos and they have music behind it, if you have a TikTok business account, you're going to notice limitations. You're not going to be able to use the trending sounds if they're attached to music due to copyright laws. And so a lot of times people get frustrated with that. But I explained to them, like, well, there's a law behind music. And so if TikTok allows you to use it, then they're breaking the law and they're allowing you to break the law. So that's the only big restriction that I've experienced is the business account.
Okay, so in terms of businesses, and I can think about one particular person that I would have difficulty trying to convince him to go into because he's expert in exchanges, the world of exchanges. Could he have any use of it?
So what does that mean, exchanges?
Like stock exchanges, whatever
Oh,
you're
stock
doing on the
exchanges.
market. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that he would have any limitations. I think that if companies have like real estate and maybe investing, they have like these things that they cannot do. I don't think that they would have limitations on what TikTok will allow them to do. I think it's going to be more so on what their industry says. Hey, you cannot do this. Like
Mm,
attorneys have their own limitations of this is how you can advertise and this is how you cannot advertise. But I don't think
yeah.
TikTok will limit him. I think that his industry will limit him.
But as an advisor, as a company advisor, would you say it's worth it, or maybe your demographic is too young, or maybe if he's dealing, for example, in the crypto exchanges, maybe it's the right demographic?
Yeah, so I would say that you still got majority of the people on the TikTok platform are like 20 and under, but there's still millions of people that are in their 30s, 40s, and 50s. And so would I say that it's a great place for him to be? Absolutely, because the thing about it is, if you polled your audience today, or like let's just say you polled 100,000 people on TikTok that are 30 and older, and you ask them, "Hey, do you spend a lot of time scrolling on TikTok?" and they say, "Absolutely." Do you spend a lot of time posting on TikTok? They would say absolutely not, because they
Mm,
haven't quite understand the grasp the concept of that you should actually create content on this platform. People are consuming and letting it be entertaining because they're not quite seeing the value of doing it as a business. But those of us that are marketing ourselves as a business, we really have a way advanced the people that are not doing it, because they're still back there, and they're gonna be forced into it either in 2022 or 2023. Because if you look at what's happening with marketing right now, everything is shifting to TikTok style. So TikTok
mm,
has the way that they do it, and now then Instagram Reels came out, and then
mm.
Facebook Reels came out, and then YouTube Shorts came out, and then now LinkedIn is getting ready to launch Shorts. And so all of social media marketing is turning to these little small bite-sized pieces of content, and all of the features are exactly what's happening on TikTok.
So you mentioned TikTok style. The style is a short video. Let's just remind our viewers. It's a short video, entertaining, and what else would you say?
So it's definitely short, and as it pertains to short video is 1 minute or less. So it is entertaining, it's quick, it's fast, and it just gets to the point.
Mm. And to speak of the devil, we have got somebody commenting. I POV it in Patrick's opinion, that well-known expert in the world of exchanges. I resemble that remark or exchange experts. Not sure I have the natural rhythm for TikTok. Do I have to use music?
No, you don't have to use music. And a lot of people think that TikTok is 100% about dancing or being goofy, and that's typically the videos that you're seeing outside of TikTok that someone has gone viral and someone has shared it. But there are so many of us that, we don't dance and we don't do use music. I use music sometimes, but a lot of times I don't use music. I'm just teaching direct to camera. There's so many folks on TikTok that are cooking, and all you see them doing is recipes. And the same way that they do things on Facebook and Instagram, they're doing them on TikTok in short video format.
Mm. So, before we jump into other question, we've got a little video of you, Keenya, and it's a funny video of yours. There is plenty of content, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to post a link to Keenya's TikTok, and let's show a little Keenya performance now.
So funny to me.
It is gorgeous.
I think it's muted.
Yeah,
In the lower right hand corner.
Yeah. It's fabulous. It's slightly we had a problem with I think with the quality, but it's definitely not so static. You can watch it for yourself. It's good fun. So how much does it take you to create this kind of content? I mean, this is a short video, probably not that difficult, but I've seen you pretending to be two people and speaking to yourself and, using different sites. How long does it take you? How long is the shortest video you made? I mean, the easiest video and the longest, the most difficult video you made so far?
Yeah. So the shortest time frame is usually if I'm just teaching direct to camera. If I look into the camera and I'm just teaching a point, then I can do that within like one take. That video that you guys were trying to show, that video took me a minute to create. The longer pieces of content is when I'm trying to do some type of transition. So if it's me getting fresh out of bed, looking like I'm homeless, and then the next video shows me, all made up, then obviously that takes a little bit of time. However, I will say that when I first got onto TikTok, it would take me hours to do a video because I did not know what I was doing. No one was showing me how to use this button, how to do this, and how to do that. And so it would take me a long time. Then, I wasn't used to like talking in 15-second bite-sized pieces of content. I was used to teaching for half an hour on Facebook or half an hour on Instagram or Periscope at the time. And so it took a lot of training of like realizing that like I can do this in this creative way. But now, recently I shot 31 TikTok videos in 45 minutes because I can see something and I can just shoot, and then say them into my drafts because now it's been 2 years and my level of expertise with creating on TikTok is very fast. But when you first start out, it's not like that if you don't have anybody that's teaching you all the things.
And then you've got, all of a sudden, it's an overnight dream for everybody else. It seems to be so easy. 400,000 followers.
Yeah.
Well, I can do it. Right? Oh, good. Let's go back to Olga Vesina. She's asking, is there a test mode to stop your videos going public in case something is not working? I mean, we don't want to trash our brands with a TikTok error.
So what do you mean by a TikTok error? That's my question. So when you create a TikTok video and you hit post, that video is out there. Like you cannot, it's out there. Now you can pull it back and you can put it into private mode where only you can see it. But that's gonna hurt the video because here's the thing: like when you create a TikTok and the TikTok's For You page, it's designed to push out your content like gradually, like slowly to a small group of people and then more people and more people and more people. So then if you put a video out there and you pull it back, well, you've just told TikTok, don't put it out there anymore, right? So you don't want to do that. So what you're going to want to do is when you're creating a TikTok, you want to use TikTok's feature, which is called drafts. And that puts it in a place where it hasn't posted out there yet. So you can keep reviewing it, making edits to it and all the things, and then you hit post.
Fantastic. So create drafts rather than post it immediately. and you can definitely go back to it after you sobered up. Let's go into in love and in pain question. Hi, Kenya. Why did you choose TikTok over other streaming sites?
Yeah. So if I can be completely honest with you, like prior to getting on TikTok, we built our business on Facebook and Instagram and Periscope for many years. That's what we focused on. And we still are building our business on Facebook and Instagram. But during when 2020 happened and COVID hit, we were all dealing with the fear of death and the fear of our businesses dying. And so I'm Christian. I'm someone who prays. I also pray for strategies for my business. And I feel like because God is the creator of the universe and he's creator of business strategies. And so I always pray and ask him, what should I do next? And when I asked him, I heard him tell me to get onto TikTok, which I thought I was crazy. I was like, that don't even make sense. Like nobody's talking about TikTok. I'm crazy. I'm dealing with fear. I thought I was crazy. But because he had given me so many creative strategies before, I was just like, but what if this is the one, right? I didn't stop Facebook and Instagram. I didn't stop any of that. I didn't stop email marketing and all that. But I said, let me just do this just in case I'm hearing right, you know? And so I started creating. And for months, many months, I thought that I was crazy. Everybody online was telling me I was crazy. People were telling me I couldn't make any money onto TikTok. And when I kept going viral over and over and over again, and people started buying my books and buying my one on ones, I realized, oh, I heard God right. So that's why I chose it. I know it sounds kind of deep, but that literally is the only reason why I got on TikTok.
Amen, sister. Let's go to Olga's question. Okay, so you have a private mode before you launch it into the public domain. Got it in drafts. Thank you. Is
Yeah.
that so? Does it mean that you have to your whole channel has to go in private mode, like on Instagram?
No, it's just the video. So it's kind of like, and that's the same way with TikTok and with Instagram Reels. Like a lot of us, we batch record content. Like today, since I'm all made up, I'm gonna record like 20 different videos for Instagram Reels and put them in drafts. I'm gonna create 20 something videos for TikTok and put them in drafts. And that just means that all my other content, you can see everything, but just those videos that I've recorded, they're just sitting there in private waiting. It's kind of like when we do a stream here and we were on the back end before we went live. It's the exact same thing.
Mm, fantastic. So let me go back to your Facebook and Instagram because I've noticed you also have got quite a good followership on followers on Facebook. I'm not sure about Instagram, but do you post the same content or is it slightly different or it's the same but with tweaks?
Yeah. So with Instagram Reels, Instagram wants you creating content inside of their platform. You can reuse TikToks and put them there, but Reels is really they're adamant and they told us very clearly that they want you creating content inside of the platform. So what I do is, of course, I created content in Reels and drafts and then TikToks and drafts. But with Facebook Reels, they just came out, there's no drafts there. And so oftentimes what I would do is when I posted out a reel or I've posted out a TikTok, I will then take that content and I will repurpose it and put it on Facebook Reels, my Facebook Stories. I also put it on YouTube Shorts, and then I put it on Pinterest Idea Pins. And eventually, when I get the LinkedIn Shorts, I'll put it on Shorts.
Mm. So I suspect also like with algorithms, they always work against you. I mean, if you mention content that is outside of Facebook, they don't like it. If you mention content that is outside of TikTok, do they like it? Do they accept it? Or how does it work? Or you're not sure yet?
So I'm not seeing any problems with Facebook Reels at this point. I'm sure it will happen at some point with the TikTok watermark. Instagram made it clear that they don't want videos that has a TikTok watermark, although some people's videos are doing well. I have been testing to see how Facebook really feels about me teaching TikTok on Instagram. And my experience has been like my videos are not going viral on Instagram Reels at this point, even when I record content directly into Reels. And so we're now going to start testing not using the hashtag TikTok or TikTok marketing to see if that's going to cause a change with our content on Instagram Reels.
Mm. Because also I've noticed that TikTok were not clear at the beginning what their algorithm are, and you had to make it yourself. I mean, you had to work it out yourself. How is it now? Do they have clear strategy or clear guidance?
No, and I think that the thing about any social media platform is that, of course, they want to keep those types of things secret because the last thing they want is for people to only be doing things because they have quote unquote hacked the algorithm. The algorithm evolves; it changes all the time on all social media platforms. Now, we all do know that TikTok rolls out their content slowly to a small group of people, and then to more people, and to more people. And so we are all learning how to create content on the platform, but also content that our audience is looking for, and content that causes people to be repeat offenders, meaning that watching our content over and over again, because those are the ways to get people to help with the algorithm and to help with engagement. Also telling people to make sure you comment on this video because the more engagement people are giving a video is telling TikTok, oh, keep showing this to more people. People like this.
Mm. So there is also a unique feature of challenges. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so challenges is a big thing on TikTok, and it's been that way for a long amount of time. And so let's just say Pepsi. Pepsi can come on and do something called the Pepsi Challenge. And usually, what happens with that is Pepsi has launched a campaign with TikTok, right? And they have
Mm.
partnered up with some influencers, and then they've paid for some type of advertising. And so now you've got maybe 20 influencers or whatever who have got Pepsis, and then they're encouraging them to do something specific that will help with the Pepsi challenge. And the expectation is that like hundreds and thousands of other people, even though they're not paid influencers, will pick up that kind of Pepsi challenge too. So I know there was something called the Adult Swim Challenge. Now that was something that wasn't a paid influencer challenge. That was something that just somebody on the platform heard about Adult Swim or whatever, however that goes, and created a challenge. And then a person posted it out there on TikTok, more people started to do it, and then it went viral where millions of people started doing this thing called the Adult Swim Challenge. And so challenges is stuff that happens every single day on TikTok, and it could pick up by, I mean, it could be a paid challenge that a brand initiates, or it could be something that a creator does that just goes viral.
Mm. Have you created a challenge yourself?
No.
No, not yet. Did you play in one?
Oh yeah, I've been in probably hundreds of challenges because it's like, and now like one thing I know is that if something is going viral on TikTok and I jump into that challenge and I'm promoting my business, I'm giving my business an opportunity to be seen by even the more people because this challenge is going viral.
Mm. Fantastic. So let's go back to TikTok. What appeals to you? So you said it was really God, whichever Bible it was in that mentioned TikTok to you, and all the other believers. So what really appealed to you? Why do you think God told you to go to TikTok?
I think because I know as a business and a brand, one of the number one things that we all need, including myself, is visibility. I needed more people to know who I am and that I existed. And then here was a window of time where the large percentage of the world had never heard of TikTok and wasn't using TikTok. And I think that for me, with God, I felt like He's like, this is your opportunity to get in on something before the rest of the world. It's kind of like a stock tip before the world knows it, and you hear invest in this stock, and next thing you know, an explosion happens. I feel like he was saying that this is your moment to be able to get in front of a trend and change your life forever. And then not only that, I've always been like this kind of like personality. Yes, I teach business and help people make money, but I just have this personality. I've been an actress for a little while, doing a little bit here and there. I've always wanted to be on TV and doing all this stuff. And as a result of being on TikTok, a lot of brands have discovered me, companies have discovered me, television shows have discovered me. And so it really gave me an opportunity to where these many people knew who I was. But because of TikTok, now these many people know who I am. And so I felt like he was saying, this is your opportunity to skyrocket yourself as a business, as a brand, as a personality on this platform.
Mm. And you used a unique kind of history moment of pandemic when people were glued to their phones and nothing else was happening, and they were looking for positive.
Yeah.
And that's the reason you are tuned in today,
Yeah.
because today's topic and today's theme, and every theme on Wednesdays, is positivity hack delivered. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've got opportunity to ask our lovely guest questions about TikTok, content creation for business, whatever is happening in your world. So, do you have times, Kenya, that people meet you on the street and say, "Oh, I know you from TikTok"?
I actually had that happen twice. I was at a restaurant and someone approached me, but another time I was at church. I was like going to this
Wow.
event with somebody, and this lady looks at me and goes, "Hey," and I'm looking over because my friend is kind of famous. Like she's been on all these different TV stuff and all that, and I'm like, "Oh, are you looking for her?" And she was like, "No, you do you know such and such?" And I said, "Yeah." She goes, it's you from TikTok," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize anybody knew that I existed, but like, I had one time."
Oh, there you go. Church brings you lots of recognition. It's definitely, the universe or God's
Yeah,
hand is pointing at you.
yeah.
Fabulous. Back to the beginning. You said your life changed. So, your life changed in what sense? Is it business opportunities or your personal life?
Yeah, for sure. So when before TikTok came about, we were focusing on brand design services, helping people like to understand their brands, designing their websites and logos. And at the end of 2020, I was evaluating my business, which I do every single year. And I just kind of said to myself, I don't think I want to do this anymore. This is very time consuming. It doesn't bring me joy. And I just was like, well, what do I really enjoy doing? I really enjoy like teaching video and being on video. And so because we had started, having success with TikTok and we had launched our TikTok course, I saw a window of opportunity where I could just position myself more so teaching people TikTok for business versus the brand design because I know business and I could just, focus in that way. And so when I started teaching TikTok for business, of course, our numbers skyrocketed in terms of our followers. We're now at 470 something thousand followers, which is amazing. But we supercharged our revenue. Our revenue increased by over 500% as a result of not only
Mm,
using TikTok for business but also teaching TikTok for business. And then like, there was a lot of different podcasts that I wanted to be featured on that never knew that I existed. And then as a result of like switching my niche and focusing on TikTok for business, like I think it's at this point we're at about 85% of the podcasts that I had dreamed of being on. I have been featured on, right? And then now
mm,
some of the biggest stages, and then I work with some of the biggest brands. Like I've had a contract with TikTok, a contract with QuickBooks and Bumble and Sugar Bear hair vitamins. I was on the Drew Barrymore show. All of this stuff has happened because I am creating content on TikTok, teaching, serving, and doing what it is that I'm doing. And more people are finding out about me than ever.
mm. So I'm very humbled to have you here because I'm getting closer to the creator of Bumble, Drew Barrymore, and all these famous people. Thank you,
Yeah.
sister.
Yeah.
Now, who is your favorite creator, Kenya, on TikTok?
Who is my favorite creator? I wouldn't say that I have one favorite. I mean, everybody does different things. Like I did a video recently of some of the folks that inspired me. I would definitely say Rachel Peterson was one of my favorites. She was one of the ones that, after I think I got to like 30 or 40,000 followers, I started following her. I started learning a lot of TikTok tips. I enjoy watching, what's his name? JT. I can't remember, Laybourne, I think is his name. He's very, very, very
Mm,
positive, very encouraging, and they're always bringing joy to people. They're always showcasing people to the whole world. Oh, there is a couple. I can't. Mama Lindy, I think is her name, and they are a
mm,
husband and wife couple, and they're always doing pranks on each other. But it's always the exact same prank. They're always hiding in a drawer or in a closet, and they're like pulling this thing, and confetti comes out, or like paint comes out, or and they're just always shocking each other in such a beautiful way. And so in times where people are fighting and arguing about stuff, or people saying that marriage doesn't work or whatever, you're watching this couple who has their own issues or whatever, but they're spreading joy in this way that I'm like, I always watch all of their videos.
Fantastic. But how do you stay focused? Because it's so difficult for many social media creators to stay focused and not scroll through and go back to work.
Yeah. So every single day before I start my day, I always make a list that says today, and I write down my top things that I have to accomplish for that day. Now, don't get me wrong, I have my moments where I'm like, I get back on social media and I'm scrolling, I have to get back off and all that. But I am really like always going like, all right, what is it that my team is waiting on? Right. Like I know I could scroll here, but is this actually going to help me with my goals? Is this actually going to help me make money in my business? And so, but I have my moments where I do work and then I get back on social media, and then I do work and
Mm,
get back on social media. But I give myself the grace of, hey, don't log on that for about an hour and get this done and get this done and get this
mm,
done. And so when I have deadlines and things of that nature and my team is waiting on me, I'm way more productive. And so, if someone is dealing with that, then I will say one thing: I have all of my notifications turned off. So like I can't see Facebook notifications, Instagram notifications, TikTok, none of them. I have none of the things
mm,
notifying me at any time, because otherwise I wouldn't get anything done.
mm. So, how big is your team, Kenya?
Yeah. So right now it's one, two, three of us, but we're actually getting ready to bring on four more people because everything's just exploding.
Fantastic. Good to know. 500% increase since you started using TikTok. What if TikTok was dumped? Let's say, like we've seen it with Periscope, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
What
So
would
if
happen to
TikTok went
Kenya?
away, I would focus more on teaching Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts, or I would just teach short form video in general, because all the platforms are going to that, right? Because like everything that I know about
Mm.
TikTok, I can apply all of that to Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, and then LinkedIn Shorts when that comes. So that's what I would do.
So there is a good plan B for
Yeah.
Kenya. Fantastic to know. Let's go back to the fact that you started creating TikTok videos. How quickly were you confident enough to give advice to businesses?
I would say probably 6 to 9 months.
Mm-hmm.
Because I remember it took me 6 months to learn this 3 second timer. And so I was learning all these different things. And so people were asking me stuff and I was giving them advice, but I wasn't charging for it. It wasn't until I could see the strategically how to make money on TikTok, because I was making money on TikTok, and how to do it without just focusing on going virality, how to like literally get people to watch my videos, opt into my email list and all that. So definitely it was at the 9 month to 10 month mark.
Mm. And going back to the fact that there are some rules for different platforms, can you record a TikTok via computer, for example?
No. So I mean, well, if you're talking about the from the creator side of things, like there's two
Yeah.
sides. There's the creator with the TikTok personal account, and then there's the TikTok account for businesses. And so if you're trying to use the TikTok trends, the sounds, and all that, then you want to use mobile, because all of that is available on particular on mobile. But also that's also scheduling. So a lot of times people want to schedule TikToks, but you can only schedule TikToks from a desktop computer. Right. So I
Mm,
usually record everything to TikTok. And if I want my team scheduling things out or what have you, then I would have to like screen record those and put them in Dropbox. But then again, like right now, it's more so about TikTok wants you using the mobile app, because desktop doesn't have the features that the mobile has at this point.
mm. I understand that. And question about creativity. Do you feel drained out? I mean, sometimes you may feel like not creating a video. And what
Oh yeah.
then?
Oh, absolutely. And so this is why I batch record, because even when my grandma passed away, I had so many videos that were already in my drafts, so that during that time frame, if I wanted to post a video, I didn't have to shoot. I was just kind of posting it. Like I'm getting ready to go on vacation to Mexico, and I don't want to have to shoot TikToks every single day. So today, when I'm batch recording, I'm actually batch recording for my trip to Mexico, so I can be,
Hmm.
there or whatever. And like some days you just don't feel creative. Some days you just don't feel like doing anything, let alone putting on clothes or makeup. And so if you're batch recording things in a day or a week or what have you, you've always got content to post out there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, there will be some TikToks pre-recorded, but I guess traveling is fun and it is inspiration. So I guess there will be some TikToks with Kenya sipping lovely drinks in Mexico.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So do you have a plan already what you want to record when in Mexico?
No, I don't, because mainly because like when I go on this trip, I'm going to different cities in Mexico. So I don't really, I think I won't really have that creativity until I am in the space where I'm going to stay, or I'm like walking around visiting certain locations. I mean, now granted, there is this trend of TikTok where you're like, um, I can't remember how the song goes, but it's kind of like it starts where you're at home and then it
Mm,
ends where you're in somewhere tropical, right? Where it's like
mm,
I think you go head shoot, right? And then
mhm,
when you go head shoot, now you're like on the beach or somewhere. So I probably won't use that one because it's so old. But there are
mhm.
trends, like the transitions where I can do when I'm at home, and then it transitions me to Mexico. But I'll really get more inspired when I'm actually on the road.
So there will be probably some guacamole or some other videos coming soon. So
Exactly.
exactly. I was just reflecting my lovely assistant doing videos of previous talks with Positivity Hack delivered with our previous guest, and we were talking about side hustle. So let's imagine that there is a female entrepreneur that is watching us, or side hustle person that would like to start a business. What would be your advice? How to start, launch your business on TikTok?
So first off, if a person's trying to figure out what their side hustle should be, one of the things that I tell people to do is two things. One, I recommend network marketing. Like in chapter 2 of my book, I talk about network marketing because that's how I made a lot of money many years ago, and how I use that money to start my business. Because that's like you have a very minimal investment and start in network marketing, and then you're able to turn that into a lot of money to actually invest in to whatever actual business you want to start. But the second thing I would say is that like if you're trying to figure out what your side hustle should be, then I would ask yourself this big question, why do people call you? What are the top 10 reasons why people call you? And so like if people are always asking you for marriage advice, dating advice, fashion, makeup, cooking, planning, or organizing, then you've already got something. You're just not getting paid for it. People are just calling you and getting advice for free. So I would hone in on something like that. But then once you choose whatever that side hustle is, then it's really important for you to get onto the platform and start watching people that actually do what it is that you do, how they are actually creating content on TikTok, because a lot of people think you have to be extremely creative in order to have success with TikTok, but you don't. You can watch the creative people and get all the inspiration that you need. So a lot of times when people see my videos, they think that I am so creative, but they don't realize that I've actually watched a concept that someone else did, and then I recreated it for my niche and my particular audience.
Beautiful. So let's imagine we have got somebody who's good at makeup. There's lots of makeup artists on Instagram. There is plenty on Facebook. How would you start there? I mean, probably not with the bad makeup, right?
Yeah. So if you are a makeup artist, it's important for you to ask yourself the question of like, where am I trying to go with this? Right? Because some people want to
Mhm.
want people to book them to do their makeup at events. Some people want to be booked to do major events. They want to constantly be flown around by different companies or artists to do their particular makeup. Some makeup artists actually have a makeup line and they're trying to sell the products, and then other makeup artists are trying to get people to book them for makeup classes. So like you're talking about either in person or virtual classes. So you have to know, where am I actually going with this? Because a lot of times people just start doing things and they don't know where they're going and they feel confused and then they just give up, right? But if you
Mm,
know as a makeup artist that what I really want to do is I want to do Zoom makeup sessions for people, for groups of 20 or more, then when you come to the platform, the way that you show up is you're showing up in a way and you're talking to a specific group of people that doesn't know how to do their makeup, right? So I see a lot of makeup artists on TikTok that do a lot of transitions. They start with a bare face and then they end with a beautiful face. And that's beautiful
mm,
and all, but I had no idea how to do makeup 6 months ago. I hired a girl who I experienced her as a teacher, and I said, "Okay, this person teaches how to do makeup. I feel safe with this person, and I feel like this person can teach me on Zoom." And then I booked
mm.
2 2 hour sessions with her. And so if like it's like it really depends on where you're trying to go. If you're trying to be an influencer, then you're going to be on TikTok and you're going to be creating makeup transitions and getting more people to watch you so that brands will pay you to use their makeup or things of that nature.
So it took you 6 months to start charging your customers. How many videos was it? A week or a month you had to create to really get traction?
So for me, I was just trying to figure out TikTok, right? And so I was just posting a ton of videos. My one of my goals was, how do I get to 100,000 followers on TikTok? So at the time, this is not the case today, but at the time in 2020, I was posting like 4 to 8 videos a day on TikTok.
Whoa.
Now they were like all 7 to 8 second videos. So it wasn't like it was taking a long time, but I was posting a lot of content, which pushed out all my content like all the time. It's kind of like right now, I have a video that went viral December of last year. Well, it's back. It's back being pushed out
Mm.
again because it had a seasonal sound with it, which is the Christmas sound by Mariah Carey. And so, but
Ah.
today I don't push out that much because TikTok is saturated with a lot of people. Now it's not saturated as a platform, but there's a lot more people on the platform. So now I'm posting about 1 to 2 videos a day.
Mm. So it's a good, sensible approach. I guess it's much easier when you've got a team of three and you are growing fast. We've got a lovely comment from Tyranda from Glintown, from Bahamas, who says, lovely, awesome information.
Thank
Lovely to
you.
see you. Thank you. And we are very grateful. We are heading to the end of the show. I would like to ask you, you're a career-driven woman. You've got a success on your belt. You've got all these invitations. What do you think are critical components? Let's say three critical features that any career-driven woman should have to have success.
Yeah, so she has to know, figure out her purpose, right? Like, what is her,
Mm,
like, where are you going in your life? Where do you really want to go in your life? And not just with money, but like with your life, right? So, like, for me, I have been very clear for a very long time that I desire to have a business that can operate without me. I want to make millions of dollars, but I want to employ people to do most things. And I want to be here for these amount of things because I want to be married. And if I choose to have children, then I want to be able to spend time with them, right? So it's like you've got to
mm,
ask yourself, where do you really want to go in life, and where do you see your life really heading, right? The next
mm,
thing is, and this is kind of a deep one, I encourage every single woman she's got to work on herself. Right. And I'm just
mm.
not just talking about how she looks and her body and all that, but she needs to deal with her. Right. She needs to
Yeah.
deal with how she thinks, why she thinks. She needs to deal with her behaviors. She needs to deal with any wounds of her past, as go see a counselor. Like I see 2 counselors every single week for different aspects of my life. And I've been in therapy for many years dealing with me. right?
Mm,
Because when you are building a business or whether it's your job, you are the ones that show up. So you're the one being triggered. You're the one that has the lens on, that sees the world through whatever eyes of your past. And then when you start employing people, like you're going to be encouraging people or motivating people or mentoring people from whatever you've got going on. And if you got all this brokenness going on, you can't even see clearly because you're dealing with all this stuff. So I would definitely say do that. And then the third thing I would say is that this woman has got to find, she's got to find mentors, right? Male and
mm,
female, those that have gone before her, those that can give her insight and wisdom, those people that she will be humble to and allow them to speak into her life. Because without that, she will be going 100 miles an hour in whatever direction she's going in. And sometimes you can't even see when you're getting ready to hit a big brick wall. But if you have
mm,
mentors in business and life and all that type of stuff, then people are able to speak into your life, at all times. It's kind of like right now I'm single, and my mentors all know that, hey, if I meet somebody, one of the first things I'm going to do, if I'm having this feeling about them, one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to pray and say, God, tell me what's going on with them. Second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send his picture and all that to my best friend. But then if I start having feelings towards him, any kind of like real initial feelings, I'm going to give his name and his picture over to my spiritual mentors and have them to start praying. They may not say anything, but they are invited into the experience to keep me to just keep me healthy, to keep me going the right direction. Otherwise, I have no accountability.
mm. That's beautiful. It's very spiritual. Thank you very much, Kenya, for sharing your very personal story. And it's good to know that you've got plan to not only focus on business but also on your personal life,
Mhm.
because actually family is everything. I mean, we can talk about how successful we are, but real success comes from your heart and from empathy,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
There you
exactly.
go. We are coming to the end of the show. We've got 9 minutes left before we hit with big questions. I would like to ask you, what is the number one book that you wish you could start when you started your career?
Um, Probably something about money,
Mm,
right? Like I just started a book called "Get Good with Money" by Tiffany the Budgetnista, and there's
uh-huh.
so many things that I didn't know about money. Like we grew up very, 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 very poor, and so which resulted in me making a lot of really bad decisions with money, with my credit, and then even with starting a business. And so it would definitely be Get Good with Money by the Budgetnista.
So, may I ask you, and if it's a personal, that's okay. You don't have to answer. But you told about, you said at the beginning of the show about wrapping up your previous business. Was it not successful enough, or not making enough money, or was it dragging on? What was the reason?
So it was making money, but it was zapping my energy because when you're doing brand design and like website stuff, you can design the greatest thing for a client, but a client has to give you certain things. And so like it was just a tug of war with clients trying to get them to give us what we needed, and then the timelines, and then to make the amount of money we wanted to make. And I was just in a place where I was just like, we're making money, but is this really where I want to continue going? And my answer was no. I wanted to be
Mm,
able to that when that call was over with the client, that client had to go and deal with their business, then that I didn't have to continue, that I didn't have homework to do for that particular client as it pertains to like editing their website and editing their logo and stuff like that. So now when we're working with our clients, we're teaching them, and we continue teaching and continue serving and answering. We serve, but I'm not waiting for them to give me something in order for us to be able to continue serving them.
mm. It's so important in social media because so many people are fooled by the concept of, oh, if I put something out, there is lots of content already and people can find the information already. What's the point? But really, for true business, it's a struggle to do it themselves, everything. I mean, especially the bigger you get, you don't have time to market yourself, right?
Yes.
So people like you who are creating content are the ones that are going to be approached by them, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of like when I came on here this morning and was talking with your team. I said, wait a minute, I want to hire them to help me with my live stream. I was like, are they looking for more clients? I'm not kidding. Like, I seriously was like, I got to see if I can reach out to them myself. Cause I'm like, what if somebody else could do all this and I could just show up? You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Talk to me, girl.
Yes. Come on.
There you go. That's a double whammy. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I'm sure Marianne and Arminia will be happy with that. Good, good prize. Oh, thank you so much, Kenya. Let's go to the favorite life lesson quote. What is it and how did it change you?
What's my favorite quote?
Yeah, life lesson quote.
It would definitely be tough times that never last, tough people do. And I used to say that for many, many, many years. But it wasn't until I got married in 7 years, 6, 7 years ago. And within 8 months of marriage, I had found out that my ex-husband was cheating and had been cheating, and I just didn't know it. And so it was like your whole world like just explodes right before your eyes. And I remember at some point in time, somebody called me and they said, I remember your favorite quote. And they said my quote, and I was just like, it hit me like a ton of bricks. And it was a reminder that like this is a moment in time and this is not going to be here forever, but I've got to continue not just being tough and just show up, but I have to show up and do the work of the healing, moving forward and all that. And so now when people buy my book, I sign it, tough times never last, tough people do. Because I'm
Oh,
constantly wanting people to know that, hey, listen, life hasn't always been easy. Like it's still not easy now, but here's where I've been, and here and here and here, and no matter where you are, you can get up too. Because I had to do it too. I did it too.
oh, that reminds me a favorite quotation from Leon, the movie, when the girl is asking, is life always like that when I grow up? And he says, yes, it is. There you go.
Yeah,
A
exactly.
fantastic quotation. Thank you so much. Imagine the pandemic is over and you can invite any person in the world to have private breakfast anywhere in the world. Who would you invite and where would you go to?
Oh, absolutely. I would go to Venice with Oprah Winfrey.
Bravo!
Yeah.
And the reason why Oprah.
Yeah, I mean, Oprah's fantastic. Like when you outside of that, she's very successful. Like when you listen to her, like and you continue listening to her share her stories, you listen to a woman who started with nothing. Like she's had
Mm,
the hardest of the hardest things happen to her, from rape to losing a child to abandonment. I mean, all of this stuff, like I listened to a book of hers recently called What Happened to You, and it broke me down so much I had to stop the audiobook and book a therapy session. And it was so good and so powerful, but you're watching a woman who is constantly evolving, right? She hasn't made it. Like in her eyes, she's constantly evolving. And I would just love to know, like, what is it that you are like, what are you telling yourself every day? Why is it you're keeping going? I know you decided not to have children, but how are you getting that thing that some women get from having children? What is your way of getting that? I know it's through her girls in Africa, but I would just love to hear more of her stories that we don't get to hear.
mm, that would be beautiful. I would like to be present or at least have a recording of that if possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Kenya. And also it brings your quotation, which is tough times never last, tough people do.
Exactly.
And I remember another book by Oprah, The Path Made Clear, which is also a great way of expressing how many things that are coming to you from the universe are there to make a clear path for
Mm,
you.
haven't heard of that one.
There you go. So I just made it up. Just kidding. Well, what's next for Kenya? Is there any new exciting project you're working on?
So I just wrapped up a holiday campaign with TikTok. And so we are getting ready we're speaking at Social Media Marketing World in March with Michael Stelzner and all them. But we're also as a team planning our first event in 2022. We're not sure when yet or where, obviously in San Diego. But I really want to do an event.
Love it. Well, I hope we're gonna hear about it because we would love to share with our lovely audience. And this is it from today's show of episode 40 of PhD Livestream. Thanks to our guest, Keenya Kelly. To stay updated and ensure you never miss a positivity hack delivered, follow Women on It and turn on notifications to be alerted once a video has been released. When you focus on the positives get more positive. As always, our positivity quote comes from Positive Thinking Only and goes, look for something positive in each day, even if some days you have to look a little bit harder.
Mhm.
If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change your attitude, Maya Angelou says. Today is your day to hack the future. Hack the positivity you want. Thank you. Wow, you're lit.